Let's get it, man. We got a
Thank you,
special
thank you.
guest in the building, man. Welcome to Death of the Cloud Chaser. We got Black Al Capone, man. What's going on, family?
Man, I'm doing 100 miles per hour like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Picture me rolling, you know what I mean? We flying down the
Yes,
highway,
sir.
trying to get to this airport. I got a show, and it's like a crazy hour show, so I got like 2 hours away. As soon as I get to the airport, I'm gonna drop off and do my thing tonight. What's up with you?
Man, chilling, man. I appreciate it, man. A blessing to have you on the platform.
Man, it's a blessing for you to have me on the platform, man. I'm honored to be on your platform. You got a big platform. I always hear about it. I be peeping game and things of that nature, and it's an honor for y'all to reach out and for me to be here, man. I'm with it.
Man, let's take it back though, man. Let's take it back. Let's give them some history about Black Al Capone, man. Let's take it back to when you first started in the music business, bro. I noticed that it
My fir-
said that you started in New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, no doubt. I started out in the music industry in New York and New Jersey area stuff. You know what I mean? I started out with a group of good fellas and stuff like that. They put me in a promo game, and we started out promoting like artists for like King Son, Poor Righteous Teachers, Big Daddy Kane, Busta Rhymes, and Leaders of the New School. So, and I came up in a promo game. You know what I mean? So then I started promoting my own shows and marketing my own shows and opening up my own studios and signing my own artists. And then I got knee deep in the game and started rapping and, doing my own thing. I always was rapping and break dancing and all kinds of other rhythmical situations in order to get a dollar out of 15 cents. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, most definitely. And you originally from the East Coast?
Yeah, I'm originally from the East Coast. My mother's Dominican. My mother's Cuban and my father's Dominican.
Got you. I got you. So you starting in like promo game. Like who was some of the first artists that you booked that was big, bro?
Leaders of the New School. I did Poor Righteous Teachers. I did Big Daddy Kane. I did Queen Latifah. I did a lot of all the East Coast joints. I was running with Bilal and Sincere Poston, and we had a strong team back there. And we put it together. It was us, King Born, Ebru, from the West Coast. So we had a lot of righteous brothers. We was in the nation of gods and earths. So we had to lock on everybody at that time was like righteous because everybody I named basically was a righteous person at the time. You know what I mean? From Rakim, you know what I mean? We did Rakim. Rakim is righteous. We did all the brothers that was righteous and stuff, and we was making bags for them. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, most definitely. So moving forward, like now you in the business, you're in the music industry. So what's like
Oh
what
yeah.
type of obstacles you have in your scene, bro?
Well, the obstacles now is that it's like
I'm talking about you back
every
then when you was coming in the game.
back then, the obstacles I had between then and now is back then I used to have to ride around with a whole bunch of promo shit, a whole bunch of albums, a bunch of CDs, a whole bunch of vinyl. You know what I mean? We was on reel to reel. It was different for us to save our music, and we had to fight for our masters and a whole bunch of other kind of situations and who controlled the reel to reels and the tap scams and the eight apps and doing those errors right there. So and nowadays it's like everything's a push of a button, and my music is all the way across the world now. And just like today, I just dropped a single. Empire just dropped a single on me and country black country black from 36 Mafia. And then on the 24th this month, I just dropped 666 freestyle first on the 24th, and then on the 30th, I just dropped me and Crunchy Black new single "Bustin' Niggas Head," and then on the 5th, my label dropped Princess Nidra. On the 5th, she dropped a joint called "Scheming," and then I got Pay and Simo single coming out, and then I got another song coming out with Royal family out of Austin. What I'm saying? I see the consistency of the making the music now is different than it was before when we had to have the label stopping us from what we can drop, stopping us what we could pursue. And we was already pressing ourselves up on our own CDs. We had like 15 CD copiers and would make our own CDs, put them together at 1-800 Starving Artists in the back, back in the Gap, and put the things together ourselves. So it's like and nowadays it's like I don't have to do that. I could just I could go on my computer, get the artwork, send the label the splits, the label get the splits, they put out the music, and the rest is c'est la vie. You know what I mean?
No, most definitely. So like transitioning though from like you was working in the East Coast heavy, like transitioning into the South. How was that like?
The transition was kind of like not hard for me because my mother and father trains horses for a living when they was alive. Allah bless the dead. And when they about them training horses, we was always like going from New York to Arkansas and to be on Oakland Park racetrack, and we would go to Kentucky, and we would go to Florida, Louisiana Downs, and a Gulfstream Park in Florida, and we would go to Hollywood Park in California. So we was always a traveling circus. See, the racetrack is like a traveling circus. Every 3 months, you move on to a next state, you move on to a next location to make it happen. And uh, the the thing about that is that that's the same way the circus do it. So every 3 months we go to a new school. So I was able to actually help me nowadays. It was benefit me nowadays is that because since I went to so many schools and since I traveled on the racetrack and traveled all around the United States and around the world with the horses, is I was able to acquire a great set of compadres and you know what I'm saying along the way. And when I was in school, so then when we became adults, we started going back and doing business with each other, and we never left each other throughout every state that I was in. So I was able to, when Lil Flip and us guys started doing the music, I was able to go with Lil Flip every state that we was, and we always had soldiers that was gonna hold us down, or soldiers that was in position, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna buy the music because we had put in the time in all these other little states when everybody was just sitting at home trying to put the music out in a neighborhood. So the transition for me from down south to the East Coast wasn't hard at all because I was already in transition moving like that with my parents.
Got you. I got you. Got you. So like you get with Lil Flip at the time, right? When you transition to the South, you get with Lil Flip and you sign with Coverland.
I was already in the South when I met Lil Flip. I was already having. I opened up a record store in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, called Baseline Records, and we had 1-800 Starving Artists in Arkansas, Little Rock, back in the Gap. And when I got with Little Flip and first booked his first show is how I got Little Flip. I'm actually that was a strategic plan that I did to get him because he had a lot of sales out of my store and he is making a lot of moves out of the store. And I was going back and forth to get the CDs from South by Southwest, and the price was too high. So I wanted to go to the label directly, and I had to buy the distributor. So I took my money and went down to Texas and found um, um, found them and told them I want to book a show in Little Rock as well as look at the sales that I'm doing inside of my store with y'all product. So I don't want to buy it from the distributor no more. I want to buy it directly from y'all label. And if I can buy it directly from y'all label at a wholesale price, then we'll make a lot of money over in Arkansas. And that's what they did. They gave it to me at a great price. I didn't have to go directly to the distributor no more. I can go straight to the label, and that right there benefited my store greatly. And I was able to book more shows and down south shows, the Paul Walls, the Chameleonaires, and cut into those other different markets. You know what I'm saying to you? And the Billy Cooks, they was all at my stores in Little Rock. And so I was bringing them over, and I was a New York thug in Arkansas, but was totally comfortable because I went to school in Arkansas. Coming up in the year, we always went to school 3 months to 4 months out of the year in Arkansas. So I was always in tune when I got to Arkansas. The same dudes, because they know I was coming to when the racetrack come. They know my family's coming to town. They know I'm at school. And then too, I had a knuckle game, as you already know, and it's portrayed around the universe. I could fight, so it was never no thing that, regardless of what state that we went to, I was worried about having a problem because I was already a little fighter, a little skinny fighter. So and I like to box and I like martial arts. So the transition was easy. And when I met Lil Flip, it was just go, let's go. He felt my energy. I felt his energy. I showed him my sales. I showed him my hustle. He liked the hustle. He don't get lost. I didn't get lost. Next thing I know, we was walking down red carpet in Vegas together. Him and his camp and me and two girls. So when he seen me, he was like, "Wow, nigga, what you doing here?" I'm like, "Shit, doing the same thing you doing, promote my music." And then we had a movie premiere in California, and he seen me in the movie premiere in California, and I wasn't there with him. And shit, I was moving all over the place. You know what I mean? So it was like it was a no-brainer. Like, we fit it, under Boston boss together. You know what I mean?
No, definitely, definitely, definitely. So now you signed with them, and we see like the famous beef video. Did that situation come later, or was it around the same time?
Well, I was already signed to Lil Flip when the beef came out. We was already on tour. We was already making millions of dollars when all that situation already happened. So that was like part of you know, the extra bonus of, if you're gonna ride for me, to show me that life is all about. And you know what I mean? I'm solid with my soldiers. I mean, I'm not gonna never cross nobody that I love, or I mess with about no money or no bread. So that's just how that thing went on. I'm so glad now that we're adults, and and we all make money, and we all are successful in our own undertakings at what we do. You know what I mean? So now it ain't the time to, like, to kick the person in the back or save this and the third, this and the third. Man, I'm focused on trying to have grandchildren, the horses, the lands, the motorcycles, the dirt bikes, the fast cars, with some pretty girls, and retirement. But retirement is still work for me because I love what I do. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, because today and present, y'all do have a good relationship with Ti Camp, right?
Yeah, we got a relationship. You know what I mean? With Flip has a relationship with Ti, and as far as the fact that they did a song together, and that was a beautiful thing, and everything. They should. They're two millionaires, and they're grown, and the only way for them to become more millionaires is for them, to network and make some situation happen. They can't do none of that beefing with each other and worried about all this other stuff like that. We got grandchildren right now. We're trying to develop our children. I'm trying to develop my children. My daughter, Princess Nidra, um, my son Pay, and my son Simo, my son Wapo, and my son, what I'm saying, Jigs. I'm trying to bring my children to the front line of the music industry because they've been in the studio with me and Flip since day one of the babies, and they know how to push all the buttons, shoot their own videos, and shoot their own market. See, I'm only really doing music right now because I know y'all hollering at me and want to speak to me, but you see what I keep doing. I'm gonna keep pushing them down your mouth, pushing them down the throat, because you giving me the platform to keep pushing them down the throat. If you look at all my interviews, I keep pushing them down your throat because I just understand that I'm like Joe Jackson, and I have a whole Partridge family, Brady bunch of children and relatives that actually been raised in the studio and know exactly what they're doing. Like, that's the kind of artist I want to mess with, bro. I don't want to mess with an artist I gotta like go in the studio and bird feed you and shit. I want to be the one who I already know. This is what I want to do with my music. This is how I want to make my sound. Like, this is what I want to do with my art cover. This is what I want to do with this situation. Then I can be like, yo, man, it might be too far. It might be too this, but this and the third. But that's the kind of person I want to spend my budget on. So if any artists that's out there that's trying to get on, and you don't want your CEO and your president dancing on stage with you, and you know what I'm saying, ad-libbing your music and shit, holla at me at 323-996-8605, 323-996-8605, or you can hit me at blackalcapone.713, blackalcapone.713. Make sure y'all check out our exotic treats, and that's exotic treats, www.exotictreats1, and that's treats with an S, one.com, and that's the number one, one. So, if y'all ladies need some fashion, I got to plug you. I learned that from Dame Dash. Holla at me at blackcandy.houston. That's for all fashion, apparels, and clothes. If you want my snacks, drinks, because I got the two drinks out right now. Ooh Wee, the 50/50 Underboss, Capone drink. I got the Ooh Wee and the Dun Dun, courtesy of Exotic Pop. I love them. Shout out to Exotic Pop.
No doubt, no doubt. How did you get a relationship with them? Is it through your label?
I got a relationship with them because I was there just like with them, putting in the work, putting in the time and the era, and over the centuries, and like in time, me, and I looked up to them, and I look up to them, should I say, and you know it's just my time. You know what I mean? It's like I came around them with Flip, and Flip brought me in with them, and I seen that these brothers, Charleston and Keenan and Prez and straight out of Houston, they and Lil Hawk, they they all in the like the winning circle to me, because why? These same brothers is out here giving part of their proceeds back to the babies. These same brothers is giving out their money, to their time and their energy to go back to the babies. So shit, not just that, they saving lives. They feeding people. They have a community they build. They have a network that they build of social equality. So that make you want to be proud to be me, to be a black man watching them and seeing the magnitude of what they have with the people. Say shit, I have to be a part of that, because I don't want to be in the streets no more. My life is cleaned up. I want to be a part of the situation. They over there cleaning gangsters up and giving gangsters a legitimate way to um, uh, 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 get money and pay taxes. You know what
No,
I'm
no
saying?
doubt, no doubt.
So shit, I praise that I got not just one drink, I got two drinks, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm always pushing the exotic pop, and shout out to Lil Flip, shout out to all our Clover G soldiers. I signed the artist Bird over there with along with Blackface and Lil Flip. So that's one of my Hope Creations, and then I bought Chains to the Table, changed the game, and then I signed Easy to a Cookie Water deal, Easy to Block Captain, and we turned back around and signed him to a
Oh,
record deal. So you know what I mean. And then I got a strong relationship, uh, uh, putting Reed Dollar in the situation, and making sure that our relationship is strong, and we building blocks from New York to Philly to Texas, and yeah, I'm about to sign
okay.
Reed to the cookie deal
When it,
into a management
you,
situation. I'm speaking that I'm speaking that I'm speaking that into existence. You know. So
no doubt, no doubt. And
other
you
than
had a
that, shot.
relationship. Did you have a relationship with the K Slate? You know what I'm saying? RP K
No,
Slate.
no doubt, that's powerful that you said that. K Slay is my DJ. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my daughter, DJ Breezy, but K Slay is like my traveling DJ that who started me out with in the game and put out my first two mixtapes was put out through K Slay and put out with K Slay. And one of them is being resurfaced right now. We have that we doing and redoing and tribute to K Slay and give part of the proceeds and the proceeds for his family and things of that nature. So it's gonna be big. You know what I mean? K Slay is definitely my DJ. I love him to death. I miss him to death. That hurt. That was a fallen soldier. That's the first DJ that actually brought me up there, put me on there, and he was interviewing Flip, and I was just a pup, and I was sitting there with jury on and stuff like that, and I was gritting with a mean face, and K Slay like, who's this dude right here behind you? And he's like, oh, that's my artist Capone. He said, Capone. He said, come up to the mic, say something to him. Come up to the mic. I'm like, I'm the Black Al Capone. I got them looking flips like say something. I was like, I'm Black Al Capone. And he put the taste in my mouth. And he's like, yo, you got all that jury, man. You look. He says, yo, Flip, these niggas look just as good as you do. Frontier, hey. So he said they look just as good as
Yeah,
you do. And
no doubt. And
when he put me there in front of that microphone, the rest was history because I needed that in my life from that point on. I had to get his phone number, get back in contact with him, get him to host my mixtapes, get him to put me on. We booked the shows, and I would be booked for shows, and I would make them hire K Slate as my DJ to come and rock the party for an hour or two and make him get his bag. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's like I always came to him and I always loved him, and I always made sure we had a relationship outside of that and outside of the gods and outside of situations. But most of all, like he was like one of the persons I looked up to, and he gave me a lot of real information around the real shit. And they always like, yo, fuck suckers, fuck the bullshit. Stay to what you got to do. You got a lot of shit, nigga, and you're a card, you're a hustler.
no doubt, no doubt. And before I know you gotta get on the plane. Before you get out of here, what's your relationship with Jay Prince?
I love Jay Prince. The reason why I say that is because you have to look up to somebody who go to church on Sundays, run his whole family, make sure his son's is successful and taking care of the situation, take care of the streets, make sure everybody come around him eat. Ain't scared to give you the information in the game that how he did it and how he's doing it. And you know what I'm saying? And he has a zero tolerance for the bullshit. And that's just a chip off the whole block for me. I'm like, shit, to me, like, that's a person that I can look up to, learn from, and always have learned from. And shit, he saved my life a couple times.
Most definitely. No, I appreciate that. Hey, shout out your social media, and also, bro, I want you to come back on because it was going in and out a little bit, but we definitely captured some here.
Um,
I
we
appreciate
we
that. The
we
first
can we,
interview,
we can do the whole
definitely need to
show.
schedule.
I'm gonna be landing in a little while. Or you want to do the whole show tomorrow? We can redo the whole show tomorrow. My whole energy and be
Okay.
saying things, same questions, same answers. It's like I know I'm going to the airport because my flight, and I wasn't for sure what I was doing because I know you came on at 4, and I know what time the show was gonna be. So just track the luck of the Irish.
No doubt.
It had to
No
be right
doubt.
now.
No, I
But
appreciate that.
yeah,
I appreciate
let's
you even
let's
coming
let's
through, though.
let's do the show tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Yeah, most
tomorrow,
definitely. Shout out
tomorrow.
your
I don't have
social
nothing but
media,
studio
though. Let
time
them know.
tomorrow. Let's do it. Just Black Al
Shout out your
Capone,
social media.
BLACK, Black Al Capone .713. I'm Black Al Capone .713. Y'all holler at me. Y'all go to Spotify and go to Black Al Capone. Put my name in it. You'll get everything. Get the new song 666 freestyle. Go get Bust a Nigga Head, Country Black. I feature Country Black on it from 36 Mafia. Go get America Most Wanted. Go get Celebrate Me and Lil Flip. Go get me Big Pokey. Looking for my niggas. Go get me and D Range. Betty Won't Do It. Go get Princess Nature. Go get Nature. Go get Princess Nidra. Go get Scheming. Go get me and man, I got me and Kiki got a new song coming out soon. Me and Kiki hitting the air pretty soon. Me and Killer Callejon and me and the K Reno. So I'm gonna be blessing the mic with them in 1 second. We're gonna be running.
That's dope. That's dope, family. But I appreciate you, man. Salute. Tap in on the next one.
I am
Peace and
let's do this tomorrow, man, so we can get official tissue, you can hear everything.
yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna hit AJ up and give him time and a date, see if it works for you.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Thank you.